Have you ever felt an unexplained connection to a certain animal, like the fierce independence of a tiger, the calm wisdom of a turtle, or the soaring freedom of an eagle? What if that bond wasn't just in your imagination, but a reflection of something deeper within your soul? Across cultures, people have searched for meaning through spirit animals, believing they mirror our personalities, strengths, and struggles. But here's the twist. What does Islam say about this? Can ancient Islamic teachings give insight into the animals we're drawn to? And why? You might be surprised to find that the Qur'an and Hadith reference animals not just as creatures, but as symbols of divine wisdom and human traits. Ready to find out which animal might reflect your essence, not just in folklore but in faith? Before we dive in, comment your birth month below and take a wild guess. What do you think your spirit animal is? Let's see if your intuition aligns with deeper truths. Introduction to spirit animals and Islam. From Native American traditions to African folklore and East Asian mythology, many cultures have used spirit animals as powerful metaphors, symbols of inner qualities, instincts, and hidden strengths. Whether it's the loyalty of a wolf, the agility of a panther, or the resilience of a turtle, these animals represent parts of ourselves that we're still learning to understand. But what about in Islam? Is there space for this kind of symbolic reflection? While Islam doesn't support astrology, horoscopes, or zodiac signs, the Qur'an does use animals in profound metaphorical ways. Animals in the Qur'an aren't just biological beings, they're signs, ayat from Allah, each teaching us about patience, trust, wisdom, or endurance. For example, the camel mentioned in Surah Al-Ghashiyah 88:17 isn't just a creature of the desert. It's a symbol of survival, adaptation, and divine engineering. Or the spider in Surah Al-Ankabut, whose web reflects the fragile protection of false gods. These aren't coincidences. They're rich metaphors for human behavior, belief, and spiritual growth. Meanwhile, Gen Z and millennials are reviving spiritual curiosity, especially on platforms like TikTok. Trends like spirit animal journaling are everywhere, where users reflect on animals they feel spiritually connected to. But for young Muslims, there's a movement to blend this curiosity with Islamic wisdom. In Morocco, for example, a youth group launched a mindfulness retreat rooted in Quranic stories. Each day focused on a different animal from the Qur'an to reflect on specific virtues like patience, camel, loyalty, dog of Ashab al-Kaf, or transformation, the snake from Musa's story. This blend of spirituality and faith isn't about superstition, it's about reflection. It's about looking inward through the lens of divine metaphors and discovering your own spiritual traits in the creatures Allah created as signs. Have you ever felt drawn to a specific animal since childhood? Drop it in the comments. I want to see if it aligns with your birth month and the symbolic traits we'll uncover. January. The horse symbol. Power, discipline, forward motion. Quranic lesson. Horses are mentioned in Surah Al-Adiyat, charging fiercely into battle, representing unwavering dedication and sacrifice in the path of Allah. Real story. A January-born Palestinian marathoner ran daily through rubble after losing family in the war, not for glory, but to raise funds and awareness for displaced children. His resilience echoed the spirit of Al-Adiyat, purposeful, charging forward despite pain. Did January hit home? Horses aren't just wild, they're warriors with purpose. Keep reading. February. The ant symbol, strategy, community, communication. Quranic lesson. In Surah An-Naml, an ant warns her colony of approaching danger, showing intelligence, leadership, and care for others. Real story. In Algeria, a February-born university student created a student-run food bank,
quietly organizing volunteers and resources with ant-like coordination, proving that leadership doesn't always need a spotlight. Ant energy, tiny but powerful. Does that feel like you or someone you know? March, the dove symbol, peace, gentleness, spiritual calm. Quranic lesson. While not directly named, the dove's essence is reflected in the tranquility of the cave scene with Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr, as described in Surah At-Tawbah 9:40. Allah sent down His tranquility upon him. Real story. A March-born therapist in Jordan blends Quranic meditation with modern mindfulness to help refugees cope with trauma, offering peace like a dove amidst storms. Gentle doesn't mean weak. March's dove might be soft, but its impact, powerful. April. The falcon symbol. Precision, clarity, bold vision.
Quranic lesson. The falcon's sharp gaze mirrors the insight of Prophet Ibrahim, Is, when he questioned the stars, moon, and sun in Surah Al-An'am, seeking clarity beyond illusion. Real story. In Syria, an April-born photographer captures the war through lenses others shy from. Her images cut through lies, giving voice to the unseen. Falcon eyes, indeed. Seeing things others miss, that's falcon energy. Who's got that April boldness? May. The bee symbol. Productivity, healing, structure. Quranic lesson. Surah An-Nahl. The bee. Praises bees for their order and the healing in their honey, showcasing Allah's wisdom in small, purposeful design. Real story. A May-born Kenyan herbalist and beekeeper trains youth to create sustainable medicine from natural resources, buzzing with productivity and service. Sweet and smart, that's May energy. Drop a bee if this one sounds like you. June. The camel symbol. Endurance, patience, strength under pressure. Quranic lesson. Surah Al-Ghashiyah urges us to reflect on the camel, a master of survival in harsh conditions, perfectly designed by Allah. Real story. A June-born woman from Mauritania walked miles daily in desert heat to teach Quran to village girls, never missing a class, no matter the weather. True camel spirit. Camel folk, y'all are built different. Is June matching your vibe? July. The lion symbol. Strength, leadership, loyalty. Quranic lesson. Though lions aren't named directly in the Quran, the bravery of Musa, us, in front of Pharaoh embodies lion-like fearlessness. Real story. During the 2025 floods in Sudan, a July-born aid worker rallied his village to build emergency boats, saving dozens, leading with courage. Leadership looks good on you, July. Who else is a lion-hearted soul? August. The elephant symbol. Power, memory, protection. Quranic lesson, Surah Al-Fil, the elephant, reminds us of Allah's protection against tyrants. Elephants symbolize divine justice and strength without violence. Real story. In Nigeria, an August-born imam teaches conflict resolution using Quranic stories. Firm yet fair, he's known as the elephant in his village for his wisdom and strength. Big heart, bigger memory. August's elephant has entered the chat. Does that sound like you? September. The snake symbol. Transformation, adaptability, hidden strength. Quranic lesson. When Musa, cast down his staff and it became a snake in Surah Taha, it was a symbol of divine intervention, transformation, and power used wisely. Real story. A September-born Malaysian woman overcame a traumatic past to become a trauma counselor. Her life, like Musa's staff, transformed into something powerful and healing. Snakes aren't evil, they're evolving. Does September's transformation energy resonate with you? October, the butterfly symbol, change, beauty through struggle, rebirth. Quranic lesson, like the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly, the story of Prophet Yunus, trapped in darkness but returning renewed, shows that beauty often emerges from hardship. Real story. In Bosnia, an October-born artist creates mosaics from rubble,
turning the remains of war into breathtaking art. Her story is one of flight after being grounded. Butterfly vibes? Pain to power? Let me know if October is speaking to your soul. November, the dog symbol. Loyalty, protection, unseen service. Quranic lesson. The dog in Surah Al-Kahf guarded the sleepers of the cave, loyally watching over them without ever speaking. True protection through quiet presence. Real story. A November-born Iraqi man runs a community security team that patrols neighborhoods during times of unrest. Always present, rarely thanked, just like the cave's dog. If you're the one always protecting others, this one's for you. Sound like November? December, the owl symbol. Wisdom, depth, clarity in darkness. Quranic lesson, reflective of Luqman the wise in Surah Luqman, who advised his son with timeless gems rooted in spiritual understanding. Real story. In Palestine, a December-born poet recently published reflections from Gaza, blending Quranic ayat with metaphors of vision through hardship. Her words pierce the dark like an owl in flight. Wisdom in silence. December knows when to speak and when to watch. Owls, where you at?
Wisdom in silence. December knows when to speak and when to watch. Owls, where you at? Did your birth month match your inner traits? Or did another animal feel more like you? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tag a friend to see what theirs says. Let's build a thread of stories, symbols, and spiritual insights together. Let me know if you want this turned into a downloadable guide, social carousel, or script for video narration. Islam's relationship with animals. In Islam, animals are not just part of the ecosystem. They are part of the Ummah, the broader community of creation that worships Allah in their own way. The Qur'an refers to many animals not merely as creatures, but as signs, ayat, filled with lessons and metaphors. From the ants in Surah An-Naml, praised for their intelligence and foresight, to the bees in Surah An-Nahl, which are described as sources of healing and divine inspiration, every animal is mentioned with intention and purpose. Even the mighty elephant in Surah Al-Fil symbolizes protection, power, and divine intervention against injustice. Beyond the Qur'an, the Prophet Muhammad exemplified deep compassion for animals. In an authentic hadith, Sahih Bukhari, he tells of a woman who was forgiven by Allah because she gave water to a thirsty dog. Likewise, he warned against cruelty to animals and emphasized their rights, once chastising a man for overburdening his camel. This shows that in Islam, mercy isn't limited to humans, it extends to all living beings. What's vital to understand is that Islam doesn't promote superstition or the worship of animals. Instead, it encourages reflection through creation. Animals serve as teachers, reminding us of values like patience, strength, gratitude, and humility. In 2025, an initiative in Indonesia introduced a new curriculum in Islamic schools focused on Quranic animal stories. The goal? Teaching empathy, emotional intelligence, and ethical behavior through the symbolic traits of these animals. Early data shows promising results. Lower bullying rates, improved peer relationships, and deeper understanding of mercy and kindness among students. Which animal from the Qur'an speaks to you the most? Is it the ant who planned, the bee who heals, or the dog who stood guard? Comment below. I'm curious to know what resonates with your soul. Debunking misconceptions. Let's set the record straight. Islam does not endorse zodiac signs, horoscopes, or magical thinking. Believing that the stars, birth months, or animals can control your fate falls into the category of shirk, associating partners with Allah, or bid'ah, religious innovation, both clearly warned against in Islamic teachings. However, extracting moral lessons from symbolic stories, especially those rooted in the Qur'an and Hadith, is entirely different and Islamically sound. The Qur'an itself uses metaphors and examples drawn from nature, including animals, to teach us about patience, resilience, loyalty, wisdom, and humility. These are not predictions. They are reflections. The key difference lies in intention and belief. If you're looking to animals for guidance instead of Allah, or believing that your birth month gives you mystical power, that's misguidance. But if you're using Quranic stories and symbols to reflect on your character, grow spiritually, and connect with divine wisdom, that's part of Islamic tradition. Think of it like studying the traits of the bee or the camel, not to become them magically, but to mirror the noble qualities Allah highlighted in them. Guided reflection equals Islamically aligned. Superstitious belief equals misguided. Let's stay grounded in Quranic truth while allowing space for meaningful, symbolic reflection. Reflection segment. Now that we've explored the symbolic traits behind animals mentioned in the Quran, let's take a moment to shift from curiosity to conscious self-growth. This journey isn't about entertainment, it's about tazkiyah, purification of the soul. Sabr like the camel. Camels survive the harshest deserts with quiet endurance. Reflect on the moments in your life where patience could be your strength. The Prophet said, "Patience is light." Sahih Muslim. Next time you're tested, channel that camel spirit. Calm, steady, unshaken. Hikmah like the owl. Owls see in darkness, just like Luqman the wise offered insight in confusion. Ask yourself, are you reacting or responding with wisdom? The Qur'an praises those who are given hikmah, 2:6-9. So seek it sincerely. Shukr like the bee, bees produce honey, never waste, and bless everything they touch. Are you practicing gratitude even in tough times? The Qur'an reminds us, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. 14:7. Spiritual action step. In your next quiet moment, recite this Quranic dua. Rabbi zidni ilman, Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, increase me in knowledge. 2011-14.